G'day viewers, my name is Michael and welcome back to Single Racer. But I have to say that doing this video was one giant headache, which I'll explain briefly a bit later. But for now, I've noticed that since doing my 1000 subscriber special video, I've got about between 70 and 80 new subscribers since then. So welcome aboard to you all, but you might not have heard me in the past talk about my favourite two car packs. Now I'm talking about multiple cars as opposed to a single solo downloaded mod for Assetto Corsa. But in this case I'm talking about car packs with multiple cars in each pack. One amateur, one professional. And now the amateur pack is arguably my favourite of all time because it's the Grand Prix Legends pack by Bazza and Dr. Doomslab. Now I say amateur, but I don't mean that in an insulting way. I just simply mean that it's free. You don't have to pay to download this mod, it's totally free. But my favourite professional pack to this day, you do have to pay for. It's done by a professional company. And it's the RSS or Race Sim Studios GT pack that was donated to me by entering the Sim Racing 604 tournament. This was a competition he held ages ago and I was lucky enough to win those cars, and I still think they are the best sounding and best handling cars that you can pay for. But of course the caveat on that is they suit my driving style. There's plenty of F1 cars that are also brilliant by both RSS and VRC that are just as good, if not better, to someone like Ferrari Man 601. But for me, the GT pack is the best pack professionally that I've ever come across. And yet here's the reason that I'm bringing both these packs up, because I've noticed actually that I overlook another pack, and I think it's because I'm Australian, and so it's almost like automatic that I would like this pack, being an Australian and also loving the Bathurst racetrack or Mount Panorama, and that is the it's known as V8S Corsa pack, or V8 Supercars as we know them here in Australia. But what's interesting to me is they sit on the fence, or they're borderline between amateur and professional, in the sense that they're not professional because you don't have to pay for them. They are totally free, and I'll have the link in the description to that collection of cars. There's three cars, a Holden, a Ford and a Nissan, and with lots of liveries of course, so you can have many variations of the cars. But interestingly, they sound phenomenal, at least to me, being a fan of the V8 Supercars. So what I thought was a great idea is I have my Sweet Sounds of Supercars series, and I thought of combining the V8 Supercars with the GT pack because they're very, very similar. And this is where I ran into all sorts of problems, as the initial idea was to be the USA versus Australia. And what I was going to do was, now I know the GT pack, most of the cars except I think the Viper are not made in the US, so I understand that. But my idea was thinking Road America versus Bathurst in Australia. And what I was going to do was race the GT pack as the lead pack with the V8 Supercars behind on Road America, and then reverse them at Bathurst in Australia. And so here is where all the problems started. So let me explain in that the idea was to do 3 laps on Road America and then 3 on Bathurst. But what happened in Road America, I ended up only doing 2, as in a recorded replay, because the GT cars in front being much lighter and arguably as powerful. The V8 Supercars are powerful in that they have about 600 brake horsepower, 600 to 800 I think. I haven't researched that, so I'm not totally sure, but they're very powerful but very heavy as well. So what happened is after 2 laps the GT cars just took off and left the 4 supercars behind. And then what happened is I rediscovered that Bathurst is just not a great track, or the mod for Assetto Corsa isn't a great track for what you would call different class racing. The cars just hit the walls too many times. It's fantastic track for hot lapping or for practice, doing qualifying, things like that. If you are racing online or against friends, where basically the problem is the AI just keep hitting the walls and crashing. And I literally did this, and I'm not kidding, 30 to 40 times and couldn't finish 3 laps. So the idea was then to, on the final sort of crash, where I basically did a loop and the other cars went past me, I thought, well, that's a great way to finish, and I'll just say this track is not suitable for AI racing. But then when I went back to the Road America replay, it was totally corrupted. So I had to scrap the whole idea altogether. And so basically, now that I no longer can work from home and have a job to go to, it basically killed 2 weekends in a row. So the idea now was just to do the 3 laps on Road America, only in reverse, so that the GT cars are behind the V8 supercars, and literally for 3 laps just try and hold them off. So here is the result. And so this is Michael signing out for Single Racer. I'll catch you next time, hopefully not so long between each video, but I'll catch you next time. See you later. And so now, finally, let's go racing. And now just a quick commentary about the commentary. As you might be able to see by the ongoing green lights at the start of the video, I'm doing this for 2 specific reasons. One is to hold the VR steady, as a lot of people complain that they feel sick by sudden VR movements. And the second is, it also helps me look in the right places because I know what's happening already. So now let's head on over to the race itself. Okay folks, so as we get ready for this incredible 3 laps, in a few practice sessions, the Ferruccio kept flying up the inside, so let's see how I go. A reasonable start, but I immediately duck to the inside now to try. Oh, look how fast that car is. It just flies past us, but now it will be locked in. Hopefully I can keep it within range for a little while as I try and pass those other V8 supercars. So running the shallow line here, I have to ease off the speed a little bit, so I'm sure it's going to come beside me. There it is. So we've got V8 supercars in front and the whole GT pack behind, and I swear I'm being surrounded. Here it comes, I can hear it now. Just incredible car. The Ferruccio, and this is only the baby one, this is the 55. The 57 is the fastest, I believe, of the whole pack. So it's gone past now. I won't be able to catch it, but my goal is to try and get past those 2 other V8 supercars. Now, I've got a little trick here, a little tip. Well, actually, I'll tell you next lap because I'll be able to show you more specifically, but I like to run a shallow line here. 3/4 throttle, watch my throttle input there, and I just use all the power now to come out of the corner, and I can always make up distance on the AI cars here. Now, I'm just being cautious. You could see the weight of the V8 Supercar actually caused the Ferruccio to have to balk there. So I've gained a spot here. I've just got to be a bit careful. Just, up on two wheels, just from the sheer weight, trying to make that corner. Now, ease off. There's a lot of throttle steering in this on this track with these cars, as I try now to focus on a good run out. I know the GT cars are eventually going to catch me, and now I've just got to go for it and try and catch that lead V8 Supercar up in front. Listen to that sound. I mean, it's a personal choice as always, but I think that's just a phenomenal sound. Here, now from 6th gear, down to 3rd, try and keep it straight. Beautiful, get a good run. You know, my slow in, fast out. So here, I always brake a bit earlier, see, and try and get the turn in and be smooth as I can on the way out. Look at them swarming behind me here. Oh, here comes the, is it the, no, it's the, I thought it would be the Ferruccio, but it's the Shadow. Incredible. That's an awesome car. The Shadow for me personally is the best sounding of the group. But that's just personal opinion as always. Now I like to change early here and turn in early. And I also like to ease off here, let the car turn in as well. Beautiful. I can see the Ferruccio still behind me there. Just taking it ever so easy. There's so much power, especially here. If I floor it, see I went too wide, I understeered through that corner, too much power. See, and I'm just trying to keep the throttle down as much as possible, but without wheel spin. So my goal is for a podium finish, but here comes that Ferruccio. I just don't think I can hold it off. There, no. And the Lanzo. I think that's Mike Smith, Sim Racing 604. He loves that car. I think he just flew past me for all the cheeky comments I give him under his videos. Alright, we've got a bit of clearness now, and this is the second lap. So now, with 4 cars in front and a clear break behind, let me try and focus on a world record lap here. A race lap that should be, not a hot lap, but let's go for it anyway. So nice and smooth. I won't catch those 2 cars in front. Smooth through here, that's it. Get the power down gently, but be smooth coming out. Slow in, fast out. There we go. There's the brake from the group in the back. So now I think the GT Pack cars can pass the V8 Supercar. There we go. They get by him. Always we get a little pause in the replay there. That's the trouble with recording such long replays. And this is my chance now in the carousel, because I do a little trick. And a tip is, if you have a look at the road, you'll see the black line where most cars go. Don't follow that automatically. Now watch. I'll be smooth through here, but now I won't follow the black line, and I'll duck in on the inside. Just try and hold the throttle, try and hold it. And now, as he goes wider, following that line, I duck in on the inside. Can I get it past him? Yes, a beautiful pass there. So I think I'm in 4th place now. I don't think I can get a podium with those GT cars being so fast, but I'm trying my hardest for a world record time. Be gentle, be gentle. See, if you give it too much power, it just wants to spin on you. Just come flying out. Use throttle steering here, just no braking at all, just throttle to steer, or ease off the throttle to steer again here. I do brake, of course, but then I use the throttle just to get the power out. Now let's go. My record time was a 2:09. So can I beat a 2:09? Come on, Mick, you can do it. You can do it. 2:08, yes. A new world record. I'm happy with that. As we settle for 4th place, got not much choice, but I hope you enjoyed that race with a 2:08 world record, and I might actually try a dedicated solo hot lap to see if I can get a low 2:08 or a 2:07. We'll see. Alright, so this is Michael signing out for Single Racer. I'll catch you next time. See you later. And I'll leave you with an incredible rare camera 11 replay on this track.